like visuals? A lot of people like visuals. That's good. I have visuals this morning. Now, I am quite the artist, so
I didn't say a thing.
I was looking at Allison. Seeing as how I'm quite the artist, y'all should really enjoy what I got going on this morning. Sometimes I like people just to enjoy the message. Well, today I hope you enjoy the message by my ability to draw. Quite the artist, I'm a drawer. And I want you to draw. Right now I want to draw your attention. You can, even though you're on that side, you can look at this side too. Look at both of them, okay? So, right, I'll need that right now. Now, my artistry. Ain't no egg. Halfway through. Now, even though my artistry is not the best in the world, that's supposed to be a circle. Close enough. We have in front of us two circles. Each one of these circles represents something. I happen to be reading a book right now by Ravi Zacharias. And if you don't know who that is, it's a person that is dedicated his life to apologetics for Jesus Christ. And Ravi Zacharias is incredibly intelligent. Stephen, he uses words we can't even pronounce them, let alone try to understand what they mean. But every once in a while, Ravi Zacharias does something. He uses a real life experience to teach. And what I'm doing today is I am showing you in these two circles right here exactly what Ravi Zacharias is talking about in his book. And I want to explain some things to you this morning. First of all, this is going to be the Muslim circle. I know that some of you that is interested in learning about other types of religions and things like that. Well, that's the Muslim circle. Now on this side, it's not going to be the Christianity circle. It's going to be the Western Christianity circle. Okay, the Western Christianity circle. So I'm going to put, where is T-E-R-N circle? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, Christian. Is that right? Good enough. This is what happened to Ravi Zacharias' book. He said he was talking to a Muslim one day that had converted from Islam to Christianity. Now, let me explain something to you. If you hear that a Muslim has converted to Christianity, it's something serious. It's something serious. Understand this. Ravi Zacharias is somebody that travels the world. He goes places that we don't go. He sees things that we don't see. He gets introduced to people that live lives very different than what we know, what we grew up in. So in talking with this Muslim, he asked him what he thought. And the Muslim was very happy to reply what he thought about Christianity. He says, basically asked him, what's the difference between Muslim and Christianity, things like that. And the Muslim, when he got ready to explain the differences, done this. He took a piece of paper and drew two circles. And on the first circle, he wrote the word Muslim. And on the second circle, he wrote the word Western Christianity. He said, this is the differences I see. He said, in the Muslim faith, in Islam faith, he said, this circle represents your faith, and that dot represents your life. So the circle represents your faith, and the dot represents your life. He said, but I have problems with Western Christianity. There's some problems, there's issues with Western Christianity. And Ravi asked, so what is that? He said, in Western Christianity, the circle is your life, and the dot is your faith. Is that not something serious? Mm-hmm. Is that not a way that we're looked at that we really shouldn't be looked at? We don't like being looked at like that. So not only do I have the two circles to show you what the Muslim said, I actually have a list of what the Muslim said about us and about the Muslim faith, and I want to share it with you this morning. If you want to go ahead and get your Bibles out, you can, but you don't have to turn there yet, because it's going to be a little bit before we get there. But I've drawn you the pictures of the circles. And remember, in this circle, this is the Muslim faith. This is the Muslim life. In the Western Christianity, this is the life. This is the faith. Kids, do y'all understand what I mean by Western Christianity? Lane does not. Does anybody else not understand what I'm talking about? So when I get ready to talk about this, it's Christianity that we know. It's our Christianity. Scotty, would you think our Christianity would be a little bit different than what a Muslim Christianity would be, where they live at? You think Christianity would be a little bit different? Think it might be just a little bit more serious? You think it might be a little bit more from the heart? Well, I want to explain something to you this morning. This is some things that the Muslim said. First of all, he referred to the problem as cultural tension. Cultural tension is the reason that the Western faith is not what it should be. Cultural tension means that we are sometimes embarrassed about faith. We are sometimes pressurized by other people of worldly reasons about our faith. Sometimes it's hard to stand up for our faith. And what makes it hard? It's cultural tension. The tension of our culture. Kids, is it easy to go to school and talk about Jesus to somebody? No, it's not. But give us a little bit of example about what the man told you the other day. Tell us what happened.
We sit at supper and, it come up about, we just had a normal conversation, and then he happened to live right at a Protestant church. So that opened up the conversation.
And you say he lived at a Protestant church.
He lived in front of a Protestant church.
Lived in front of a Protestant church.
And he knew the culture of the church. His granddaddy had been talking about the church. And we started talking about Jesus, and he told me if I couldn't ask him nothing respectful, don't talk to him.
Right. So essentially the man just dissed Jesus in front of both. Culture. We're fighting against the culture. Does Christianity have a pretty strong toehold in culture in the United States right now? Not so much. Not so much. What does that? What's one of the most powerful things? What's one of the most powerful movements right now in Christianity, in the United States? The gay lesbian movement. Ain't it funny? How they seem to get everything they want, and Christianity ain't even got enough gumption about to stand up. The Christians ain't got enough gumption to stand up and even say what they want. Think about it. But anyhow, he says that the Muslims refer to this problem as cultural tension. We live where there's a cultural tension. Where this Muslim lives at, there is no cultural tension. You can be killed for being a Christian. You're either a Muslim or you can be killed. So it's nothing about cultural tension. It's nothing about being embarrassed of your faith over there, okay? You either are or you ain't. And you may die from it or you may not. But it's serious. Another thing he says the Muslim believes his life is expendable and his faith is paramount. And what that means is, in this particular for instance, if we were of Muslim understanding, we would say that our life means nothing and our faith is everything. Okay? That's what this circle means. It means that his life is just a little dot inside of this big thing he calls faith. And you say, well, what they got faith in ain't the same things. It doesn't matter about what you have your faith in, folks. It's how big your faith is to you. These people are willing to die.
That's what I was going to say. That's why they'll blow themselves up.
That's exactly right. These people are willing to die for their faith. Why? Because he says that the Muslim believes his life is expendable. His life can be used to further his faith in somebody else. That's what the Muslim believes. That's why they blow themselves up. That's why they go through.
I've been in some of the Muslim countries. They have no life.
They have no life whatsoever.
They don't have
Their life is shown that their life means nothing, and they show it. Okay? So moving on. Listen to some of these other things. The Muslim believes the Westerner regards his life more important than what he believes in. Wow! Remember now, this ain't just some guy down the street talking about us. This is a guy that grew up in the Islamic faith, grew up with the Muslim faith, and has converted to Christianity. This is somebody we really need to be listening to. Am I telling you he's any more saved than one of us is? No, I'm not. But I'm telling you his faith is more serious to him than a lot of ours is. The Muslim believes the Westerner regards his life more important than what he believes in or his faith. Let me tell you something, folks, from a pastor's point of view, Christianity looks like this. We're so in tune with our life that it puts our faith just a little tiny box. And you may say to yourself, well, that's not what I'm about. I believe in Jesus and I said, well, okay, fine. Say all the things you want to, but God knows where your heart is. You're not going to hide it from Him. And you know what? Chances are, even though you think you are, you're not hiding from the people around you either. Because it is mighty, mighty hard to live life for Jesus sometimes. And that's when the Christians we know of fall by the wayside. We don't dedicate ourselves to Him. We don't commit ourselves to Him. We don't think properly enough of church. We don't think properly enough of prayer. We don't think properly enough of compassion for others. And we don't honor Him the way we should. Why? Because our life gets in the way. What is our life? Our life is our family. Our life is our job. Our life is our finances. Our life is our hobbies. Hey, look, I'm just as much to blame as anybody is. I love going spending time at the farm on my tractors and stuff. If I dedicated all that time that I did out there to reading the Bible and understanding God's Word, I'd be like super down whopping intelligent. Take a lot of reading. Well, you know what? I spend a lot of time on my tractors. I enjoy my tractors. I consider them what I get my little bit of me time from. Well, the problem is some people have a lot more me time than God wants us to have. And do I fall victim? Do I fall guilty? Yeah, I do. The fourth thing is the Muslim believes faith in the West, and he uses some cool words right here. I want you kids, pay attention. I want to get y'all to explain these words I'm talking about, okay? So Lane, get ready to explain this word I'm fixing to say. The Muslim believes faith in the West is sort of an extracurricular interest and a mere aspect of life for the sake of inner peace. Alan, please explain what I just said. Lane, you want to help me? You know what it means, folks? Let me explain to y'all in a way that everybody can understand what that means. I'm going to read it again, and then I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to put the Marty version of it out there. Y'all will like this. The Muslim believes his faith is sort of an extracurricular interest and a mere aspect of life for the sake of inner peace. Folks, Christians want enough Jesus to keep them out of hell, but they don't want so much of Jesus that it gets the hell out of them. That's what it means. They want to hold on to the world. And they want just enough of Jesus to where they can have peace, to know that they're going to be with Him one day, and then that's all the Jesus they want. They don't want enough of Jesus that it changes them. They don't want enough of Jesus that it puts them in a place that they may be uncomfortable in. They don't want so much of Jesus that He would make them stand up for Him. How often do you stand up for Him? How often do you voice your opinion of Him? How often do you look somebody in the eye and tell them the exact truth of what your Savior's already told you? That unless you know Him, unless you accept Him, you will die and go to hell without Him. It's not always easy. But you know what? We're looking at this from somebody who used to be Islamic. That's what we're looking at. Number 5, the Muslim believes that faith seldom enters our conscience as a conviction. Check that out. He believes that our faith seldom enters our conscience as a conviction. You know what that means? We don't want to be bothered. We don't want to be bothered by what Jesus wants us to do. A lot of times I pray even now, and I agree with what Diane said. She noticed that a lot of times I pray for conviction. I pray for conviction. I pray that God will just really just give me the good old what for, because I'm not living the way I should be. And I pray that He will just open my eyes to a situation, open my eyes to a need, open my heart to someone that's troubling, open my heart to someone that's hurting. And she says, maybe, and Diane said, maybe all the time, maybe sometimes you don't need to pray for a conviction, but maybe sometimes you need to pray for a burden on your heart. And you know what? That's exactly right. How often do you pray that something uncomfortable happened to you so that you may do something for Him? How often, when's the last time? I bet if I were to get somebody to show enough tell the truth and get you to say, when's the last time you prayed for a burden in your life? You know what? There wouldn't be very many prayers for burdens. We want God to do things for us. We want God to be healed, to heal people for us. We want God to make life better. We want God to give us jobs. We want God to give us positions. We want God to give us opportunities. We want God to give us health. We want God to give us life. We want God to give us life eternal. We want God to give us life abundantly. But we don't want to do not one thing for Him. When's the last time you asked for a burden? When's the last time you asked for conviction? When's the last time you asked someone to be serious about what you were talking to God about? It's real easy to pray for somebody. It's real easy to pray for somebody. Because you know what? At that point, you know what you can say? Well, I dealt that off on God. It's up to Him whether that person gets well or not. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I pray for them. A lot of people see prayer that way. They go to God. They have this long weekly prayer. They pray for all these people, and we're supposed to. But how do we pray about what's going on in your own life? Where you should be, what you should be doing, how you should be walking, who you should be talking to, how you should be talking. Conviction, folks. If you're not living with conviction in your life right now, if you're not living with burden in your life right now for somebody else, you're not living for God. You're living for yourself. This is you. This is your faith. This is your life. This is your faith. This is your life. All of this is what's important to you. There's your prayers. There's your church time. There's your tithes. There's your coming to do this and coming to do that. There's your serving. There's your preaching the gospel and talking to people about Jesus. There's everything in your life associated with God right down that little dot. And here is life. Oh, here's life. I got a great life. God has blessed me. When's the last time you done something for Him? Well, He's blessed me. Well, yeah. Well, tell the truth. Yeah. When's the last time you asked to be burdened? The Muslim believes that this will be the downfall of Christianity. He believes that this will be the downfall of Christianity, the lack of seriousness in Western Christianity. And I will explain what Western Christianity means for everybody that don't understand. Western Christianity is the Christianity we grew up with. It's the Christianity that every one of us knows. Going back from who's the oldest. If Mr. Bill's the oldest to the youngest. Who's the youngest in here? Who's the youngest in here? Annalise? Annalise, how old are you? Like 14 or 15? 11? Okay, Miss. Maybe I was thinking from an intelligence standpoint. She has the intelligence of a 14 or 15-year-old. Sometimes she says words that I don't even understand. We have that type of Christian. We have grown up with a Christianity that does not convict. We've grown up with a Christianity that does not burden. We've grown up with a Christianity that's not an inconvenience. That's the kind of Christianity we've grown up with. In all the churches, every one of us in here has probably been to a different church in their life. A different church somewhere. It could be different denominations. It could be Pentecostal. It could be Church of God. It could be Methodist. It could be Catholic. It could be other things. But I guarantee you, in any of these other churches, including this one, us Christian folks got a real easy life. We got a real easy life. So I want to talk to you about something. This is where this morning's message gets a little confusing. This is where the mud kind of comes into water. This is where we have to really start thinking about what's being said. First of all, I completely believe with everything in this. I believe everything this Muslim said about us. You know what? I don't have to believe it about you because I can look at me. Okay? Am I talking about you guys this morning? I don't have to. I can talk about me. I can have the church right to myself, and I can still be preaching this same sermon because I believe everything that the Muslim has just said about me. It's up to you whether or not you believe it about yourself. It's up to you whether or not you believe what he said is true about your own life. But I don't need for you to be here right now because I got me, and me's done made a big enough mess of it already. He has a better understanding of our faith or lack of because of the intensity of his. He has a better understanding of our faith or the lack of because of the intensity of his. How many people do we know take advantage of the Christian life? How many people do we know of take advantage of God that calls themselves Christians? How many people think that prayer is always asking something for them and somebody that they love, rather than them actually doing something that puts them in a mode of servitude? We got it good, folks. We've got it good. Not only have we got it good, we didn't grow up across the ocean where they kill folks outright, left and right in the streets, and cut their heads off when they say, I love Jesus. We didn't grow up in that kind of environment. We think we got it bad over here. Have we got it bad over here in Scotland? We ain't got it bad over here in Scotland. We got it bad over here? No, we don't. Connie, have we got it bad over here? Got it pretty good, huh? Got it pretty good. Christian life over here is pretty nice. And you know what God lets, we talked about this morning, we talked about what God lets happen sometimes. We talk about what God lets us have sometimes. Let me tell you something. God has let every one of us in here have a mighty heap. He has let us have a lot. I guarantee you we've probably thrown away more and wasted more food than some families in the Middle East get in a whole entire year. We can have one big get together like today, and somewhere over there we probably feed 400 people rather than feeding 40 or 50 with the amount of food we have over here. We have no idea how blessed we are. You see any poor people in China? They eat up with it. How about when I went to Mexico that time and I was in that plant and I'm walking through the plant and I looked, somebody's done thrown a few pallets on a piece of plywood over there, and I made a mention about it, something like that, about some kind of wood or something like that. And I said, what y'all do with that? And they said, these guys take it home and build onto their houses with it. They take pallets and they take plywood, that crates. They take crates and they break them down and they go home and they add to their homes. And when you're going down the road and you see a home like, just say for instance, Bucks or Billy's or Perry and Marshall, you're going down the road and you see a home like that, that's considered a mansion. It's considered a mansion in Mexico. These people are living in huts made out of plywood. Sometimes no running water, sometimes no electricity. The kids have a desire to go to school and there's no school for them to go to. And the school may be only open like 2 hours out of the day, and the school don't even have electricity in it. It doesn't have running water in it. Oh, we got it good, folks. We got it real good. We got it real nice. God's been real good to us. He's been real good to us. How many of us in here would actually have enough faith to call out upon Jesus' name if you live where these Muslims live? How many of us in here would stand up for Jesus like the song says if we knew there was a possibility of someone in your family being killed or you yourself being killed if you profess faith in Jesus Christ? Well, let me tell you something. Whether you believe it or not, or whether you want to understand or not, or whether you want to care or not, that's the kind of faith that Jesus wants us to have. He wants us to own Him in front of everybody. He wants us to call His name out in front of everybody. And He wants us to believe in what He's done for us in front of everybody. God has not only blessed us by giving us His Son, but He has blessed us with a place to live and have life. Because I'm telling you, some of these people in these other places, just like Scotty said, they don't have a life. But you know something, let me tell you something. A life in the gutter with Jesus is better than anyone on this earth in a mansion that don't have it. We'll share some things with you this morning. For the sake of time, I'm not going to ask you to turn, but you can write these verses down. Because I want to get to something in just a little bit. I'm fixing to get to some verses here. But here's where it gets confusing. Here's where it gets a little bit not able to understand, because here's what I see. Here's what the pastor of Loco Baptist Church sees. Here's what Stephen sees when he goes to Power Baptist Church. Here's what anybody that's ever spoken to church or stood in a pulpit sees. Here's what we see when we go to other churches. Everybody in here goes to other churches, and you should go to other churches. We see other people sometimes. So here's what I don't understand about all this thing that we have. If we love so much that He allows us to live just like we want to, then why is most of us miserable? Why is most of us depressed? Why is most of us angry? Why is most of us sad, or broken-hearted, or financially stressed, or worried, or simply just not satisfied with life altogether? Do you realize how miserable some church folks are? I'm just talking about sheer misery. They walk around with their head down. They've never got nothing good to say. They're always blaming somebody else for something. It's the government's fault. It's the family's fault. God ain't done this. God ain't done that. attitude is awful. That's why. Because you're making somebody like this Muslim that lived in hell on earth say that his faith is for real because he can show it. And yours is just a mess because you claim Jesus and don't. You claim Jesus and you don't show Jesus. You claim Jesus out one side. What does the Bible say about talking out two sides of your mouth? Don't claim Jesus out one side of your mouth and then whine and complain about everything in life out the other side. Fact is, you really don't know what living is. You don't understand the very thing that makes life worth living. It's so interesting. There's only one thing that makes it all worthwhile. And Jesus tells us about it. There's only one thing that makes life worth living. Now, I know as Christians we should all know the answer to this, but a lot of us don't. I didn't know it. I learned it. But you know what really the only one thing is that makes life worth living? The gospel. The gospel. The gospel of Jesus Christ is the only thing that makes life worth living. I've got verses. I want you to jot them down. For the sake of time, just jot them down. Mark 8:35. It says this. We've got some other verses we're going to go over tonight. But right now, I just want to share these 3 or 4 verses with you. Mark 8:35 says, "For whoever wants to save their life will lose it." That's this. Okay? That's this. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it. The rest of the verse says this. "But whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it." How about that? So whoever wants to save their life, if you want to hold on to the world and have what you want, you'll lose your life. But if you're willing to give that up, Jesus says, "For me and the gospel." And what is the gospel? Talking about Jesus. Those who are willing to lose their life for me and for the gospel will save it. Acts 20:23 and 24 says this. Acts 20:23 and 24. And just so you'll understand what's going on here, somebody tell me, who wrote the book of Acts? Who wrote it? Somebody tell me, quick. Who said it? Luke. Thank you very much. Luke wrote this, but this is not Luke talking. This is Paul talking. This is Luke talking about Paul. So hear this. This is Paul saying this in Acts 20 and 23. "I only know that in every city the Holy Spirit warns me that prison and hardships are facing me." This is Paul saying this now. "However, I consider my life worth nothing to me. My only aim is to finish the race and complete the task the Lord Jesus has given me. The task of testifying to the good news of God's grace." Testifying to the good news. What is the good news? The gospel. Talking about the gospel. It's all about the gospel, folks. It's telling about the gospel. That's what makes life worth living. But what does Paul say? What does Paul say? How does he consider his life? Whoa, well, we start to see a transition. Is Paul talking about this kind of life? Is he talking about all of life is what he wants and his faith is little? No. Actually, what Paul just said sounds kind of like, more like this, don't it? You know what Paul said? He said he was willing to take on the trials and the tribulations and the terrible things of life because of the gospel. So Paul sounds more like that he's got this as his faith and this as his life. We're seeing a difference. We're seeing a transition. Revelations 12:11. Revelations 12:11 says this. "They triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of" what? Their testimony. How did they triumph? They triumphed by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink from death. The ones Jesus is talking about in the book of Revelation right here, they triumphed by their testimony. What is your testimony? It's what you know about the gospel. It's what the gospel is too. How many people in here have ever actually stood up and given their testimony? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you ever given your testimony. Mr. Bill, you got Connie, my wife, you have, Stephen has, Jimmy has. Well, let me tell you something. You'll never feel God's presence in your life no more powerful than when you give your testimony about him to somebody. That's when the rubber hits the road, folks. The first time I ever tried to do it, I cried like a 2-year-old. Believe me, I was recording the case all weekend, and I know how they cry. We have a new name for Casey. He is now Casey the Boneless. Because if he don't get what he wants, I don't know how he does it, he becomes mush. He hits the floor. And all you can see is 2 big eyes full of tears and a wide open mouth. It's like a garbage jello laying there crying at you. He becomes Casey the Boneless. And he just... I cried like a 2-year-old the first time I was trying to get my testimony. I was a mess. I tried to explain to an airline pilot one time, I told him about giving my testimony, and pilots couldn't talk to it. They just look at life different. They look at it from way up here and down there. And the fact that one of these days that can stop and they go down, they die. So they look at things a little more serious than we do. And I'm talking to this pilot, something I don't understand. Sometimes I just want to be able to get up there and I just want to tell everything I know about Jesus, and I want to tell everything about who I was and what happened to me and what Jesus done. And sometimes God just won't let it out. He stops me from saying what I want to say. And he said, "Did you realize at that point you may have the hand of God on you, stopping you from running your mouth too much?" I said, "That's cool." That pilot got waving something, right? But you know what? That pilot can't give my testimony. Only I can give my testimony. Only you can give your testimony. Can you even give your testimony? Can you give it? Do you know it? It's an interesting thing to ask. Our Sunday school class this morning was full of really cool questions. But the one thing about it is this morning's message is about something that's true to my heart, and I know it in my heart, is that I'm part of the few that actually know Jesus Christ in my life. And I'm part of the few that regardless of who walks up to me and says there's no such thing as him, come hell or high water, I'm going to tell them that there is. And I know that I'm where God wants me to be. Because Mr. Bill says I got the gift of gab, and I'm glad of it. You know why? I think the more mouth a person is, the more they all talk about Jesus. But can you even give your own testimony? If I were to ask you to come back tonight and have written down what your testimony is, could you give it? And then here's what I don't understand, folks. If we claim Jesus and we live this life that we want to live, and we got all these terrible things happening, life is just awful, and everything in life is bad, we don't understand how God loves us so much to just let us live in such misery. Jesus tells us something in John 10:10. He says, "The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it abundantly." Jesus wants every one of us to live life abundantly. He wants us to have life abundantly. You know why? Because he loves us. And he knows what we want. But you know how we get living life abundantly? It's the gospel. You tell folks about the gospel, and you'll have life abundantly. You put yourself aside, and you tell folks about Jesus, and you'll have life abundantly. But may not realize, but he was actually blessed by that man standing there disrespecting Jesus in front of him. And they may be a reward down the road for you. Now, I ain't one of these kind of preachers that tell you that if you say something about Jesus, you think you get a check in the mail $50. So, don't be coming to me. I ain't said nothing about no check in the mail. I ain't said nothing about no promotion. I ain't said nothing about no new car. I ain't said nothing about no new house. I don't believe in all that. I don't run my mouth about Jesus a lot. I still in the same house. It's small. But you know what? It's what God blessed me with. And I'm satisfied with that. Now my wife, I don't really know if you Jesus wants every one of us to have life to the fullest. This is a life that consists of joy, peace, grace, love, salvation, and something I read in the commentary that I want to share with you. Do you realize that once you called on Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you became a member of the society of the blessed? I'm a member of the society of the blessed. We are blessed. We are a blessed people. We are a blessed people. What if we had the faith that the Muslim has? Yeah, we know that the Muslim had the faith in the wrong thing. Well, what if we had a faith that was as powerful as the Muslim? I'm going to show you what that faith would look like. I'm going to show you my little pen. If we had the faith of the Muslim, and we weren't Western Christianity, but just Christianity, this is what our circle would look like. That's what our circle would look like. Nothing would matter except the name of Jesus. We wouldn't matter, only His name would matter. Folks, I don't know where you're at. I don't know if your life is this and that dark was your fate, but this is what your life needs to look like. We all need to be filled more up with Jesus. And we need to listen to what's been said this morning. Because we're viewed as someone with a weak faith at best. So my question to you now is this. Do you have faith in Him? If you lived in the Middle East right now, would you still proclaim His name? Would you still proclaim the name of Jesus if you lived in the Middle East? Would you have the faith to do that? And do you even know your own testimony? Who is Jesus in your life? I ask these questions this morning. Let us pray. Father, we come to you now.